Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Kaspa crypto live stream, and right now the markets are looking very good indeed. Bitcoin, as I mentioned in my announcement when I stated I was going to be going live earlier today, it looks like Bitcoin wants to try and retest that all-time high and break above once again. We are almost at $110,000 Bitcoin again, which is absolutely insane news. Very bullish indeed. Hopefully we'll see it happening during this stream, if not hopefully later today. But either way, the market's looking very strong right now. That's off the back of some reassuring macro news and fundamental news regarding tariffs, regarding Trump, other big developments as well, regarding the expansion of TradFi into DeFi, into crypto. And of course, Kaspa right now is currently up 6.3% on the daily time frame. It's doing exactly as we've been talking about for the past few streams, trading just below the 8 cent zone, consolidating around here. It's what happened in the past few days as well. And it looks like should Bitcoin again break out, then Kaspa could follow in suit and hopefully go through a massive rally. We'll get into all of that in the stream as always. We've got some big Kaspa updates to go through. One is an extremely massive warning, which is regarding Igra. Nothing wrong with Igra themselves. I'm optimistic about Igra. I love them so far. It's regarding a scam that is impersonating Igra. I've already posted about it on my Twitter, on my X account, but I'm going to mention it in the live stream here as well to get even more exposure so everybody knows exactly what's going on. And equally, in a other side of the coin, we've got another Binance post which does seem to speculate very heavily that it's talking once more about Kaspa. I do have to apologize first and foremost because that post is on Binance Square, and Binance and the UK don't see eye to eye, to put it bluntly, so I cannot load that post on my computer. I don't have my VPN on, but I do have it uploaded on my phone, so I can read from it on my phone. And I mean, yeah, for me it is talking once more, hinting about Kaspa, which we'll get into that in a moment. But as always, if you enjoy these streams despite how early it is today, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very well. Hello, brother. Welcome indeed. Mr. Miles, almost first this time round. Welcome back, bro. You're doing very well. Justin, it's crypto. Let's effing go. You know it, my man. Welcome back, brother. Up. Hopefully right now the markets are looking very good, and I believe it's off the back of all the good macro news and stuff here we'll get into in a moment. And that's why I think the markets are pumping, and hopefully we'll see that breakout over the coming weeks. Again, we have been talking about it. I think if I'm gonna hazard a prediction right now, not financial advice, we have the unemployment data coming out on Friday, quite a good macro indicator. So we may see Bitcoin once more go towards all-time highs for Friday, which is 2 days away. Then we see the data coming out. If the data is very good, we'll see Bitcoin make that push above. If it's not, you'll see Bitcoin lag maybe for a day or two and then make that push above. But in accordance to the M2 money supply, which again, not a crystal ball, but a relatively good and accurate indicator to determine where the price of Bitcoin should be right now, it just suggests that Bitcoin should be seeing a breakout right about now. Again, it's not 100% accurate, you can see, but it does follow quite diligently. And of course, the market suggests that M2 Bitcoin should be running up very high right now. We're lagging a little bit, so we may be seeing it any day now. Therefore, seeing a 120k Bitcoin, 116k Bitcoin coming very soon, and then going up a lot higher as well. And equally, you can see from the post here, the US M2 money supply has hit all-time highs. Well, it's actually near all-time highs in accordance to the market chart. We saw actually all-time highs hit back middle of April or so at around 22 trillion, give or take. But right now we're at 21.94 trillion in the United States, which is crazy because we've not seen rate cuts in the US just yet. Of course, the global M2 money supply is still going up and up because the global M2 money supply is an indicator of the M2 for United States, United Kingdom, European Union, Japan, and China, those 5 in particular. But just purely looking at the US perspective, even then, just the US, it's doing really well, nearing all-time highs without rate cuts. So therefore, just envision what we're going to be seeing in regards to the markets when we do get rate cuts. This is going to go so much higher, it's going to be so much more bullish, and altcoins are going to have a field day, in my belief, not financial advice. Each my dust. Yeah, I know, Mr. March, you just missed out. Unlucky. Welcome back, Wing Hong World. You're doing very, very well. Me Munya, not yet. But hopefully we're seeing some good signs for a takeoff in the immediate short term. Welcome back, Buffalo, bro. You're doing very, very well. And you too, Tony, brother. Welcome back, everyone, to the stream. So I will get into the major headlines of this stream. Again, the Igra Labs warning and the Binance hint once more. But before I do, I want to kind of express what's going on in the markets right now as we do the macro first, because I think it's good to understand what's happening right now. Went through already a little bit regarding the M2 and the rate cuts, and I've mentioned something else and I've forgotten about it. But yeah, either way, the market looks like it should be going up right now. We can also see this post here. Oh yeah, tariffs, that was it. Tariffs is why. So we have this breaking report here. Apparently, Trump has announced trade deal with Vietnam, which includes Vietnam paying the United States 20% tariffs on all goods sent to the US and 40% tariffs on trans-shipping. But Trump says that Vietnam will, in return, impose 0% tariffs on the US products sold in Vietnam. So, in that regard, seemingly a very favorable deal for the United States. And I mean, I guess also Vietnam being a much smaller nation than the US, so it's still good business for them, I guess. Well, evidently, if they've approved the trade deal, which we're hearing it from Trump, I need to hear more sources from it. Not saying that Trump's a liar, that's not what I'm trying to say here, but there have been cases where Trump has maybe said something too early, like, again, pull the pin too early, pull the trigger too early, and then we find out later on that actually it's not been fully finalized just yet. But either way, that is a very, very good thing, knowing that we are currently 1 week away now from the tariff 90-day pause coming to an end, and we're seeing now more countries come to the table and form trade deals, finalize trade deals with America, is probably what's causing more positive investor sentiment right now, which is really, really reassuring. So that is for me very, very good. And also what's very important in regards to macro as well is something that's been happening quite a lot recently regarding institutional sentiment. So we already know Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy has been buying up Bitcoin for quite some time. They have over 500,000 Bitcoin, so they have 1/40th of the total supply of Bitcoin, which is absolutely nuts. They've got a monopoly of Bitcoin right now, and they're still stacking more and more and more. And John Deaton here made a post recently, which is something that I equally myself has been believing and dare I say knowing for a while, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it in the past as well, which is, you know, I mean, John Deaton, he is the man that represented the little people for Ripple when the XRP holders, when the SEC first filed a lawsuit against them. So whether you love or hate XRP, he was doing it to protect the investors. So I respect John Deaton. He also tried to run against Elizabeth Warren for senator. I believe it was Massachusetts. Don't quote me on that, but he definitely did run for senator. Unfortunately, he lost out, which is a shame. Either way, he made a post just here saying, you know, several years ago, I said I eventually expect XRP ETFs, and people laughed. That's going to happen, no doubt about it. The reason why for is not because he believes XRP is the best, although he does probably believe that in a sense. It's because he knows, as we should all know, Wall Street is too greedy. His whole post here, I'm going to get into in a very, very short summary, is purely just playing off his predictions, which are not about how good a cryptocurrency is, but more so about human behavior, understand people's greed, and Wall Street and mass adoption are coming for this asset class because Wall Street inherently wants to make money. They are extremely greedy people. Now, that is a generally seen as a negative thing, being greedy, but sometimes greedy can be viewed in a positive light. For us, Wall Street being greedy is good for us if we're here early and also we're holding cold storage and therefore not getting our assets just taken off us. Scoop up while we can. Either way, his whole point here is he's highlighting that Michael Saylor, you know, he created his, you know, Bitcoin treasury company, the MicroStrategy, and he stated his belief that there's no way Wall Street are going to sit back and do nothing and just ignore that, right? And that's the case. Right now we have 60 to 100 companies who are also implementing a similar strategy. And he also stated that there are going to be people who are also going to make a Bitcoin treasury strategy like Saylor, but with other tokens. And now we have just heard, as you have been paying attention to CNBC, that the Wall Street strategist and Fundstrat co-founder, Tom Lee, who's very well known, he's pretty much always perceived as the bullish market. He's always bullish on crypto and, well, particularly stocks, financial markets, but he's now announced he's going to be implementing an Ethereum treasury strategy, which I don't think is going to have as much intrinsic value because, well, Bitcoin has a 21 million supply, Ethereum is infinite, so don't know how the value is going to really work there, but either way, he's making an Ethereum treasury supply, and it's, I mean, he's already now, I think he's now the leader or the founder or whatever it is, he's now head of a Bitminer, a small Bitcoin mining company, to now, stack more on Ethereum as well. Either way, that is a big deal. It's a big deal because it does showcase we're seeing increasing institutional sentiment and adoption into the crypto space, a merging of the two asset classes. And we are seeing similar things for other assets. XRP in that regard already have 5 companies who are implementing a treasury strategy: Vivo Power, Worksport, Hyperscale, Weebers International, and Logistic, and even Solana. They've got their own companies coming out as well, and people are also making this treasury strategy. So you don't have to like the assets. That's not the point here. I don't really care with respect whether you like or hate XRP or Solana or Ethereum or Bitcoin. You're entitled to believe what you want to believe, and that's fine. The premise here we're trying to highlight is Wall Street are greedy. They want to make money, therefore they're going to go wherever they can do to make money, creating a treasury for all assets and making their capital. And we're going to see this expand more and more in the coming months, the weeks, the years. We are early, we have got much more to come, and the market's going to go through an explosion. And of course, with the M2 being so high, with trade deals seemingly coming to the table and working out, and people, therefore the investors, aren't deeming it. Previously the tariffs were deemed as a negative thing, but after 3 months, despite them being paused, after 3 months, we've now seen not really any negativity with the tariffs. So in that regard, then people are now not so much worried about it, and seeing trade deals coming through is very, very good. And in regard to Ripple, apparently they're also applying for a US banking license, which, again, you haven't got to like XRP, you haven't got to trust them, but that will be good for that asset, for XRP in the future, if they do get this coming through. And they have got regulatory licenses in many other regions as well. So we are seeing this. For me, I'm highlighting this because it's a testament, not because, XRP is a testament that we're seeing, again, more financial institutions and more crypto institutions blending and merging with TradFi. The space is coming together quicker, which is a very, very big deal. And also, therefore, why we're seeing more reassuring sentiment and belief in the market. Again, Bitcoin just getting rejected at 110k from what I can see if I go close on the daily right now. You see Bitcoin got rejected at 109,802 according to TradingView, which is just short of 110k. I'm sure we'll see it try to again. I think hopefully we'll see Bitcoin just kind of stay around here for the next 2 or 3 days, leading up to Friday, where we get the unemployment data, and then if we get reassuring news from that, we'll see Bitcoin push up to 112 and see if it can pick above that. If it's lackluster, we'll see Bitcoin probably come back down again to 107 and then start to make that push again throughout the later of the month because of the M2 money supply, the US one and the global one as well. So in that regard, great for Bitcoin. Of course, Kaspa is equally doing fantastic right now, up 5.68% on the daily time frame right now. Again, just trying to break above 8 cents right now, which I'm hopeful we can do in the coming days and weeks ahead, especially if Bitcoin does break out. And we can see right now on the coordinates to CMC, Kaspa has currently got 80 million volume, which is good. Again, we need to see it higher, but once more, they get dominating near 40%, which is fantastic news. Once more, again, KEF stated on 10th of November 2024 that if we see the big exchanges, the tier ones, being BitGet, being Bybit, being Kraken, dominating the volume with high volume, of course, volume's not that high, but they are dominating the volume. If we see that, that will be a good indicator that tier ones are taking note of that and therefore will incentivize a potential listing is in their strategy, if that makes sense. So we should be seeing listings very, very soon. Of course, you've been hearing that for years, so I'm sure that's just kind of going in one ear and out the other right now. But I do believe the subset is on the horizon. We know Binance have probably been the biggest case, the most bullish case for Kaspa. We know Crypto.com are connected, we know Coinbase are connected, we know OKX are connected, but Binance has been the biggest connection to Kaspa. We've got this post here from Kaspa Guru, who's reposted it. Binance made a post just yesterday. What if blockchains could multitask? Parallelization enables faster, cheaper, and more scalable networks by executing transactions side by side. You can read more here now. As you can see, as I click onto it, because I'm based in the United Kingdom, I will get dono walled and can't get in. So I have to, unfortunately, go through my phone and read it like that. I apologize for that. I should have my VPN on, and I did not put it on again. But either way, you could argue, people have made a point here as well, which is in regards fair. Solana, Sui, Say, Aptos, Scroll, and many, many others also all employ parallelization in some form. So it doesn't directly mean Kaspa, but for me, it's quite, it seems, for me, more apparent and a lot more, maybe it's my max mentality again, but I think it's more evident for me that they're talking about Kaspa. I made a post about it myself as well. Reposting it's like, in regards to what if blockchains could multitask, what if blockchains were actually block DAGs? Because that's a block tag, effectively, the parallelization of blocks, confirmation once more. Binance has done so many posts on Kaspa. You had the Michael Sutton post, you had the blockchain with a clock time, you had the blockchain trilemma post. You had so much. Crescendo one as well. Binance have been leaking Kaspa for a long time now. They've been working with Kaspa for over a year. They've been integrated with Kaspa since Christmas 2023. So it's been a long time coming. Why they're taking so long is, again, unbeknownst to us. But either way, as I'm not going to read it all because you can't see what I'm reading, so I'm sure it might be a bit, boring. But again, the link to the post is already available on my Twitter, so you can go follow me on Twitter, which is the link to that is on my homepage here in the description. Equally, I've already reposted this in my Discord server as well, the free one. You can go check that out there as well. Links down below in the description as well. But to short summary of it, in the key points, the key takeaways from the post here they made about, which was published apparently published on the 10th of May 2024, but updated June. So actually, it is quite a dated document, truth be told. But either way, the post here, key takeaways. If the blockchain space, parallelization is a method of processing multiple transactions at the same time. Well, Kaspa has 10 BPS, 10 block per second transactions, so to speak. There are various types of parallelization. That's also why I think the comment here is fair, because, there are various types of it. And Kaspa's one of them as well, including transaction level parallelization, block level parallelization, and smart contract parallelization. So that's the part for Kaspa there. Transaction level, you have multiple out there. Block level parallelization is what I'm referring to, of course, with Kaspa. And then smart contract parallelization. And some benefits of parallelization include faster transaction processing, improved scalability, and reduced gas costs. So that in itself is, again, what the small TLDR, the key takeaways is from this Binance document. I highly encourage reading it. It's once more just, it's information and knowledge is power, right? And for me, it's an indicator that once more, Binance are looking more and more towards Kaspa. Wolfie did also repost as well, saying what if you upgrade to version 1.0.1 being the new Rusty update, which we know that Binance are talking to Kaspa, have been doing so for a very long time. And I'm sure they're going to upgrade to this new Rusty part if they haven't done so already very, very soon. So that for me is reassuring. Binance listing Kaspa, not a matter of if, a matter of when. Of course, the when has been a long incoming 1 year thing. So you're probably bored of hearing that, but it's still really, really good news. And this is once more the sort of level of adoption we're going to see in this space. I actually do want to quickly highlight though, from the document, from the article from Binance, their block level, because I highlighted, they have transaction level parallelization, smart contracts, and block level parallelization. So I'm going to highlight the block one, because for me, that's definitely talking about Kaspa there. I mean, frankly, all of them could be, but block definitely doing so. So it says block level parallelization involves the concurrent creation of validation of blocks aiming to improve network scalability. By processing multiple blocks at the same time, this approach helps a blockchain accommodate more transactions and prevent potential network congestions. That's just Kaspa's block tag right there. However, block level parallelization requires careful implementation to avoid compromising the security of a blockchain. Kaspa's also doing that as well. Moreover, block level parallelization demands more computational resources, which raises the hardware requirements for network nodes. This could potentially limit the ability for some users to participate in the network, negatively affecting its decentralization and accessibility, which is something that Kaspa has addressed already with their prunes and their other developments as well. So there's academic information in there, logical information in there, to which Kaspa has addressed, and it's addressing the MEV resistance as well. Also something else going to be coming out. So this is, again, they're highlighting the benefits of it, the shortcomings of it, and those shortcomings Kaspa's already tried to, and I believe it already has surpassed as well, which is great stuff. Now, in that being said, before I get into some questions, let's get into the other major announcement from the stream. The warning. Igra Labs. Love Igra Labs. Even made a post here. Hello world, we are near the Caravelle testnet launch. Fantastic news. Let's explore how the community can help safeguard Igra's network censorship resistance, decentralization, and security. Nodes and validators are its heartbeat. Talked about it here. Igra nodes allows anyone to read and write layer 2 transactions and from layer 1s. It runs on a mid-tier machine and consists of two key components. Viaduct connects to Kaspa's layer 1 and reads all layer 2 transactions and reconstructs the layer 2 state, and Relay sends layer 2 transactions to layer 1 using Kaspa wallets as the payload. This is This is a call to the Kaspa community to join us in running nodes. Igra Labs will initially run nodes. The setup is not fully trustless. We need the community to join us in making it decentralized by running Igra nodes. This allows you to immediately verify state integrity and submit later transactions without relying on existing nodes. To ensure liveliness and resilience, we are launching a validated program. Operators who stake will earn a portion of gas fees, ICAS, and face penalties for downtime or misbehavior. So again, don't do anything wrong, which I think is very, very fair. In the initial phase, staking rewards will be managed by the Igra Association with no slashing, helping future validators bootstrap the network. No client binaries and set of docs will be released after the Caravelle testnet launch. So that should be in a few weeks, again, not far off, which is great stuff to see. And it also talks about here, we are now softly onboarding early supporters and validators operators ahead of testnet, and interests has significantly exceeded expectations, which of course is expected because we are desperately wanting layer 2s now. A large portion of the initial allocation is already under consideration with aligned contributors and community partners, which includes the likes of Kaspa.com and Wolfie and many more, including Research Capital, these three in particular. And it also talks about, again, if you're interested, we recommend these three in particular: Wolfie, Kaspa.com, Research Capital. Igra's coming out, testnet coming out very, very soon this month. Looking forward to it very, very much. Now, looking forward to it. Here's the warning. To be absolutely clear, Cas5 token KRC20 Igra is not affiliated with Igra Labs. We have no plan to launch a KRC20 version of Igra. Everybody stay vigilant. Igra Labs has not released a token yet. Not a token. Here we can see, if you go on KRC20 or Cas5, Igra is right here. Trending tokens. It's been fully minted out. It's got a $3.2 million market. It's rallying right now. The market's rallying right now. This is not Igra Labs. KRC20 is in connection to Casplex, in connection to KEF. That's Casplex. Igra is an entirely different thing. Casplex is a different layer 2. Igra is a different layer 2. This is not Igra Labs. So if you are, for whatever reason, holding this token, please don't. This is 150% a scam. And that is part of the problem with an open source network, because anybody can do this stuff. But that's also the importance of doing your own research and understanding what it is you hold. I'm sure to many of you it may be, obvious it's not Igra, but I'm sure equally there are people who just aren't fully aware. Igra are launching their own token on their layer 2, ICAS. They're launching their own Igra token on their layer 2, not on Casplex, not on KRC20. They are not going to partake in that at all. There may be a way to bridge between the two, but that's not even remotely set up yet. That is nowhere near. This is not Igra. So, to the individual who's done this, you're the reason why we don't, Kaspa, you're part of the reason why Kaspa struggles so much, and it's unfortunate, and it sucks. But again, once more talking about the whole element of human greed here. Not saying it's bullshit, but human greed. People are greedy. They'll do whatever they can to make money. I'll talk about it in my community earlier, actually. We saw, I'm not going to name drop because my community know what it's about, and I don't want to put myself or anyone on blast. But there have been equally a very, very dire situation recently regarding what's more about human greed. People who are taking advantage of other people because they are less informed. Dumping on them, rug pulling them. Don't be viable, don't be at risk, don't be victim to this. The fact that, again, they're available, Kaspa, Kaspa.bot, Kaspa.com, just don't get involved in this token at all. It is a complete scam. Complete and utter scam. 5.5 million volume, 100% minted, launched extremely recently, launched on the 2nd, so literally earlier today, and it got a lot of momentum recently. This is going to be a pump and dump. It's a complete scam. I wouldn't even, for those degens out there who I'm sure love taking a gamble, I wouldn't even risk getting into it and then trying to take out the top, or even just trying to, it just don't. It's going to, the Kaspa community, we are so united that this message is going to get spread so quickly that this token is going to go to zero. I'd be imagining tomorrow, if I'm honest. If it's not done tomorrow, then the day after that. It's not going to last. So don't get involved in that. It's a big, big fraud. And Wolfie here, here's why one should always do their own research. Igra is not a KRC20, it's a layer 2 rollup that has been clearly explained in all public content, docs and communication. Spreading misinformation only helps scammers, so don't spread misinformation. This coin in question has no affiliation with Igra Labs, it's a scam, plain and simple. Sadly, some of the tools in this space have zero safeguarding, no ticket caps, no restrictions, no proper risk frameworks. I've personally raised the concerns to tool owners multiple times, but it's clear many care more about profits than community safety. Let's wake up, research who you're trusting, and don't assume association means endorsement. There are going to be people in this space, and spoiler alert, and it's unfortunate, as Kaspa continues to grow more and more, you'll see this happening more and more as well. It happens. XRP has them, Sui has them, Solana has them, Pump Fund is a prime example of that for Solana, Bitcoin has them. Every community has scams. The fact that Kaspa has them as well means that they're definitely, they perceive it as someone they can take advantage of because they see the future of Kaspa. I guess you could argue that. Point being is, it sucks. You've got to do your own research. Be very, very careful. Of course, I'll do my role as a KOL to try and raise awareness of potential scams and bring your awareness and try and look out for your own well-being as well as my own. But it's up to you to do your own research. Do not hold this token. Igra is not coming out on KYC 20. That's something else entirely different that's coming out later. To partake in that, you need to be holding Wolfie NFTs. There may be other means through research or Kaspa.com. Check those out for yourself as well. But this is once more why you need to do your own research. So be very careful, and shame to the individual who has once more decided to take advantage of people by launching this. And equally shame to the people who, again, offer tools to create this stuff and don't care about community safety at all. And they don't have any safeguarding or any risk frameworks at all to protect people. The good news, in my belief, is that with the layer 2s coming out, with more of these developments coming out, these individuals, or groups of people will be completely shut out in the future. Now, there'll be more coming in, I'm sure, but our community, I believe, are very, very knowledgeable and very, very, very knowledgeable and very, as one, united. So I believe that those who are aiming to take advantage of people will be called out very, very quickly. I know people did the very same thing regarding other people in the community who have tried to take advantage of people. Sometimes it is a complete misunderstanding. Sometimes it is completely, well-founded. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. Do your own research. This is not Igra. This is a scam. Do not buy this token. That being said, I've got some more posts to get into as well. Some interesting posts here regarding other developments. And I'll get to all of that in a moment. Equally, more updates from the Bitcoin Max who's now starting to look more into Kaspa, which is very, very cool. Before I do, let's get into some questions first and foremost as well. Welcome back, Go Super. You're doing very, very well. First for sure. Sure, if Mr. Mars can, why not you as well? Welcome back, TB Hambo. You're doing very, very well. Falco Brother, welcome back to you too as well, my man. Crypto Odie's video touching tears of love for Kaspa as always. Indeed. Smash the like button, peeps. You know it. You absolutely know it. Living the dream as you should be. What's up, Greg? Bro, you're doing very, very well. Been covering some for someone at work who is off, so I've been missing the lives. Came here to say hi though. We'll be watching later. Having to be on the phones for work means no live audio. I'm very sorry to hear that, Greg. Yeah, I have missed you definitely. But at the end of the day, get that money up, 100%. Grind while you can before the markets take off. Good to hear that you're doing well and working hard. And hopefully we'll see you very, very soon. So have a great time, brother. And if you're watching on playback right now, then hope you're enjoying the content so far. Where am I right now? I'm here for Moon. Anyone else here for Moon? Hopefully we all are here. The long play, sure. Welcome back, Bees, bro. Very a long time. Hope you're doing very, very well. Future Kaspa millionaires, indeed, my man. Welcome back again. Block DAG makes blockchain obsolete. Kaspa is a trailblazer. Exactly. It makes it completely obsolete. So it's, again, a complete game changer. That's why, again, I believe Binance are... this post actually, as I mentioned, is actually a dated post from 2024, but they're reposting this again, which for me is quite interesting. So maybe again they're highlighting once more that Kaspa is on the horizon, listing at least. But we'll have to wait and see once more. The fact that BitGet have had 40% trading volume for the past week and a bit now is reassuring. Sick of paying ETH fees, as we are all. And worst part is when the market starts to rally up higher and higher, which it's going to do. Spoiler alert. Later on, ETH fees are going to get extortionate. They're already expensive. They're going to get extortionate when it's really overheated. In a few months. So the sooner we can get out of Ethereum, the better, in my belief. You have Ethereum EVM on Kaspa. You can use Kaspa fees and get the Ethereum benefits. So it's just a complete benefit all around. Welcome back, Devious, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. Have a great day so far. Bit early in it today. It is very early today, yes, but because I got stuff to do later, unfortunately. So I figured do it earlier rather than not doing it at all. Tomorrow's stream will also be earlier. Again, probably similar time, if not maybe half an hour earlier as well. but I'll make sure everybody's aware about that when I make the announcement in my Discord server later today or early tomorrow as well. Does anyone have an invite to Wolfie's Bar Discord? For some reason I can't find it. If you add me on Discord, Buffalo Theory, if you haven't done so already, I'll send you a link to that later on, either today or tomorrow, but I'll send you a link to that. What's new in this overly optimistic echo chamber? Well, we just covered some new stuff here. Binance leak once more, well, seemingly a leak once more. Igra are very close to their testnet launch. Is really, really cool. We did see a post yesterday that seemed to suspect that we may be seeing a mainnet launch for Casplex soon, potentially. I'm looking forward to that. And then we had this scam happening right now, which, yes, 0% pre-mint, 32 holder account, only 100 Caspa to mint, the whole supply. Yeah, I mean, that in itself already is terrible. Like, we can see that much. It's terrible, but you can already tell it's a bad asset. Evidently, it's a scam because, again, you haven't even got to do in-depth research into that. You have to just understand that Igra have not launched a token yet. They're not going to launch on KYC 20 because that's Casplex's, not Igra's. So anything related to Igra on here is most definitely going to be a scam. So be very careful right now. Very, very careful indeed. That is not to be trusted. And definitely the people who are taking advantage of it right now are trying to pump it up more. What coin is the next Kaspa? Like DAG, but in more dimensions. I don't think I'm remotely close to looking at the next Kaspa. Of course, I'll keep researching more and more. If I find something better, I'll obviously talk about it. But I have no reason to believe that anything right now is the next Kaspa. It's too early on. Kaspa's only 3 years in. It still hasn't got DAG out yet. Nothing right now, I think, is the next Kaspa. So I'm not worried about that just yet. That being said, let's get to the next part of the questions, or no, the content, should I say. So we've got this post here from Kaspador once more. I'm feeling, the feeling of the below reminds me of other EVM airdrops at their early beginnings. Hunt. So we're seeing, of course, some people aren't very happy about it because they don't like airdrops, calling it scams, which of course everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, and there's definitely there's definitely been some truth in that. But I mean, I'd like to believe that KFC are doing everything correctly. Again, I need to find out more myself. But KFC, of course, Kaspa Finance, also aiming to be another EVM decentralized finance, a DEX of sorts, coming to Casplex's layer 2. They've got an airdrop coming out, 2 million tokens in phase 1. So if you're a part of that, then, by all means, take part of that, take advantage of that. Otherwise, then see what happens. Either way, we're seeing a lot more of these developments coming out closer, which for me does seem to suggest that we are very, very close to this Casplex mainnet launch now, and layer 2 is coming out very, very soon. In continuation, we've got this post here from Cassia, the Cas messaging here, where you can see handshake complete. You're seeing how you can seemingly just send Kaspa back and forth through a message instead, which is if that's the truth, that's really, really cool. You can just send Kaspa through a message as opposed to sending it through wallets. So again, very, very cool stuff. I'll read on further here. So every block reward on Kaspa gives you 580,000 censorship resistant private peer-to-peer encrypted message on Kas Media. Oh, so that's what it is. So I mean, that's again really, really cool stuff to see that happening, and it's cool because even Michael's son talks about it here as well. So he says, what if you could build high frequency dApps on Kaspa in minutes? That's the idea we, being Fresh Air, Ellie, inspired by hashtag, have been exploring with KDAP, a small weekend effort side project to highlight Kaspa's blazing 10 BPS. It has been a true pleasure to see grassroots efforts like Cassia going live while we're working on this. Our hope is that these movements are only amplified. Our own effort was always meant to facilitate new ideas. We have no intention of standardizing how dApp apps on Kaspa are supposed to look. In the general case, dApps should rely on data lying around the pruning point, greatly increasing design complexity. To circumvent this, we chose to restrict the current efforts to time-sensitive applications lacking persistency. Consider a blazing chess server. If you initiate a game and don't care about ratings, you only need to track that single game, not any past ones. As our launch title, we don't have frantic bullet chess. We do have the majestic tic-tac-toe with a nice twist. We might add more, but frankly, it is the best for community devs to take it from here. The current code base is a foundation, but much is needed for the developer experience and UI font. So it looks like Michael Sutton and the kind of so-called inner circle, they're looking to create a sort of tic-tac-toe game. They are highlighting maybe it's just best for the community devs to take it away, which, I mean, truth be told, I think, I mean, it's open source. You can do what you want in the day. But I do like that you got the Kaspa devs who are really pushing forward to try and get this stuff coming out. It's really, really good. Just building up Kaspa more and more. And equally, you know, once more incentivizing that, the community devs also do their own thing as well, which is really, really good. They also highlight here, technical zoom in. The goal was to build a fast open source prototype where anyone can implement a simple episode interface for a custom game. We put together a fast code base for listening to no transactions, filtering them, verifying signatures, and feeding commands, and so on and so forth. It's still early stages, but you know, either way, it's good to see we're seeing more of these developments. And again, the fact that they do also give a shout out to grassroots efforts like Cassia is once more what I think is really, really cool. Again, the community devs are really popping off right now, building more on Kaspa, which is something that I'm hoping is going to take real shape and form when the price starts to regain the momentum again and start going up off the back of the altcoin cycle, off the back of institutional listings. The fact that the KII are going to be launching the Gigawatt stablecoin, the Warp Core, and the ZETEX Zero Emission Trading Exchange pilot programs for all three in Q4 this year, which is going to be a very, very big deal. They'll see more institutional use case and adoption for Kaspa, and that might incentivize more price volume and volatility. You know, again, we have to wait and see what happens, but I'm optimistic for where it's going to go from here. Again, I think Bitcoin is preparing for that next move up. Looking very, very strong right now. Casway, also another, you know, DApp of sorts coming to Kaspa. The world's first decentralized point of sale solution. Their node, Kaspa node upgrade is full resynchronization are now complete. So the service is now back online and fully operation, which is really, really good for them. And we equally then, we'll get to this post in a very short moment. Answer a question real quickly first and foremost about Once More V, who is a recently converted Bitcoin maxi into a Kaspa enthusiast. He's not bullish on Kaspa, but he's intrigued now about it, as opposed to just being completely against it. For a little bit of backstory, V here, he was very, very anti-Kaspa, anti-anything that's not Bitcoin, calling Kaspa a scam yesterday. And now today, he's changed his sentiment almost overnight, which is fantastic stuff. Once more, the benefit of doing your own research. Don't follow people blindly. Do your own research and know what you hold. Nothing wrong with the tech. It's the clowns at the wheel that have held this coin back. I mean, yeah, you could argue that. There have been definitely... I think that there was a definite unnecessary amount of FUD following the Kaspa account. I think the Kaspa account caused a lot of FUD that was unnecessary. That this, you know, stemmed some of the progression of Kaspa. For the most part, it's been resolved now, and they're going back to what they should have been doing, which is just leaving it up to the community to vote on it. But yeah, I don't think that was necessary to be changed. Either way, they're going back to just kind of building what they want to build, which I think is good. Welcome back, DD Bro. You did very, very well, brother. Welcome back to the streamer, man. And you to LB on the check-in, man. Have a great day so far. Welcome back, man. Some big wallets also feel the same. I mean, yeah, some big wallets probably also do feel the same, that, you know, the people inside Kaspa have stemmed the price. But again, everyone's going to have their own beliefs right now. I'm not particularly bothered. You know, I haven't seen anything that's really made me think, oh, Kaspa's going to do terribly. You know, there's nothing that made me concerned about Kaspa. The Twitter FUD was ridiculous, but I see that as such a small thing, because the Twitter account is not a representation of Kaspa as a project. So that to me is a very small thing. And that's also hopefully being done now. I did see there was a vote recently, which I'm going to check actually, if it has changed yet. But there was a vote recently about changing the Kaspa account back to what it should be. It's still Kaspa City, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it could have changed. It should change, or at least the vote has said it will change. Or the vote said it should change to Kaspa, and I think give it over to who was it? Let me check out the Kaspa Discord account real quickly. Can I see what the vote was? It was to give the account to Christian Ludwig. and Michael Sutton to currently be the main people holding the accounts. No, appoint Christian Ludwig as the account maintainer right now, and also to revert the account name to Kaspa. So it's been accepted as of yesterday. The vote's done now, so we should be seeing that shift over soon enough as well. Which, again, it's a very small thing in the grand scheme of things, the Discord account, but might deter those who perceive it as something more important than it actually is. But yeah, everyone has their own beliefs about Kaspa and how well it's going to do. I think it's going to do fantastic, of course. That's my max mentality, but I mean, I hold the asset. You can see right now a lot of the holding of Kaspa right now. I have seen a bit of a fall off recently. It's at 532, not 533 now. This wallet here in particular, number 2, still holding almost 800 million Kaspa, which is strongly believed now to be a market maker. Maybe DWF Labs, maybe Wintermute holding. I would like to probably say DWF Labs, although at the same time, I've been buying since March 2024, so maybe more so Wintermute, because they've been Wintermute with Kaspa for a lot longer. In terms of inflows and outflows, we see some big outflows today. Inflows have not been as big, but either way, the price of Kaspa is currently up. And the big outflows are coming mainly from exchanges, which is proof that people are buying it up right now. Kaspa being bought up, which is good again. The price will come back. We've been saying that for a while, but we're still here because we believe that at the same time. End of the day. What's the point of recreating the Atari 26000 from 1979 on Kaspa? Where are the new ideas here? It's interesting, but what's the point? I'm guessing that's referring to the messaging system, which I'm not too, well versed with the Atari 2600. I mean, end of the day, right? There'll be new ideas coming out, but in a sense, everything, not everything, but most things have already been created. So pretty much anything that comes out is a derivative of something else. And the premise is you're building a messaging app that is aiming to be completely decentralized, and also, very, very cheap. All these elements that, right now, messaging is extremely expensive. You have the whole thing that where phone comes to you got unlimited free messaging. It's not true. You're paying for a contract that gives you that. It still costs money, but they're making it seem like it's free. It's not. It's not free. It still costs money. Or do you think pay-as-you-go sims still exist? And they're expensive as well. So it's going to be another way, hopefully, to utilize Kaspa, and the miners will get money from mining the blocks, and they'll get even text messages transactions will go into that, and they'll be able to mine those fees as well. It's interesting, right? And again, keep in mind that we are literally the layer 2 stuff the development's been coming out for 3, 4, 5 months. As soon as 10 BPS was finished, then you start seeing significant developments and projects coming out regarding layer 2s. And 10 BPS came out on May 5th, if I'm not mistaken, May 5th or May 10th, one of the two. So it's been 2 months or so since 10 BPS. That's nothing. And we're seeing so many apps coming out in 2 months. So we still got a long way to go, and more apps will be coming out. And equally remember, as Capital did highlight as well, that there are many, many dApps that are on Casplex layer 2 right now that haven't got any X marketing. So there's the good possibility we've got a lot of very interesting apps that are being built with Kaspa, Casplex, and Igra right now that we don't know of yet because they haven't got any marketing for it. That'll come out later though. Of course, marketing is Kaspa's biggest downfall. We will always talk about it. Yeah, also Shy as well. People aren't very happy with Shy. I haven't got qualms with Shy at all, but I'm also not at liberty to, tell you how to think. That's up to you how you want to believe it. I have no problem with Shy at all. Is what it is. Actually, I should have said X big wallets. A lot have sold. I didn't go back in. It's what it is. Again, people will leave. It's fine. I'm not worried about it either way. That being said, let's get into some more of get into the post regarding the Bitcoin Maxi. Chess, tic-tac-toe are tied. Oh, okay. Yeah, that did not unfortunately know about that. The next thing is arguably slightly more useful than... I mean, you say that. Entertainment is a very, very big aspect of life. It might just seem like a useless small tic-tac-toe or chess game, but, it's a small element of entertainment that can bring enjoyment. Why do you think football and basketball and American football and all these sports, these people get paid so much because they are entertainers. The entertainment industry is the biggest industry in the world. Esports regarding gaming as well. You've got chess champions who get paid for that as well. It's an element of enjoyment. They might seem like something very small and insignificant, but it's an entertainment feature that also incentivizes more people to stay within Kaspa. Think about you should think about Kaspa as purely just a financial scheme or financial infrastructure protocol. It's bigger than that. It's a literal new movement. It's not just you can send money back and forth through Kaspa. You can do everything through Kaspa at a quicker and cheaper rate, while still being decentralized and having your ownership. That's what it is. So the gaming element is bringing people into Kaspa through the fun element, the gaming element, and keeping them there. Because what entertainment does, it keeps you there. That's my understanding of it, at least. That being said, let's get into this post real quickly before I have to turn off for today. So we've got this post here from V. I'm not going to say his full or his name probably because I unfortunately know a butcher and I don't want to disrespect the man here. But he basically, a few days back, was saying that Kaspa was a scam. And in such a short time from he's now changed his perspective to now saying, you know what, I actually am interested about Kaspa. So this individual here, Misty Holder, says, is there a reason why you're interested in Kaspa now? Because you feel like you are too late with Bitcoin? Usually people who try to find the similar but different coins with Bitcoin learn the hard way about first mover advantage and also try to find adoption. Which is, there's logic in that, there's truth in that. But he's also a Bitcoin maxi holder who has no ideology to move on either. No, I don't feel like I'm too late with Bitcoin at all. In fact, I feel like I'm extremely early with Bitcoin, which I think we all are extremely early with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's only at 100k, it can easily reach 1 million in the next, few years from now. I've been a maxi, rejecting everything else out there for a while. In fact, I still move my wealth in Bitcoin. However, I don't want to make the same mistake normies make and choose not to be intellectually curious. People go into Bitcoin as a hedge against the monetary system because the banks were being, banking cartels, you had no freedom, it was terrible. Bitcoin was a hedge against that. That's what it is. And now Bitcoin maximums have come in and they've done the exact same thing that money has done. They're like, okay, well, Bitcoin's here. We don't need anything else other than Bitcoin. So they're being intentionally ignorant because they choose not to look anywhere else. Forgetting the fact that the same way Bitcoin came out, instead of dollars and money, Kaspa or another asset could come out as a hedge against Bitcoin. Not necessarily to replace it, but to be a good alternative. It's okay to study something and reject it. In fact, I encourage it. There's nothing wrong with studying Kaspa. What's not okay in humanity's best interest is to reject something without studying it, which is what we've been saying. So ignorance is bliss sometimes, but don't end up giving out your own opinions on something without having any intellectual knowledge on the subject at all. That's why when I make my, small predictions or disclose whatever, like my small sentiments on other assets, I always say do your own research, and I also give a very, very vague sentiment of it because I don't know enough about it. I can't say this is a great asset, it's a terrible asset because I don't know enough about it. The only thing I do say with confidence is that anything that's got an unlimited supply, I don't trust. That's literally what we've got a system right now. The dollar is unlimited supply. It's terrible. Think of how much we've hammered normies for not putting in the time to study Bitcoin. I'm just taking this step further to see what else is out there, to either one, increase my conviction on Bitcoin, or two, see any blind spots in Bitcoin. I'm not telling anyone to buy Kaspa. All I said is that it's interesting and it's worth exploring, especially if you understand Bitcoin. And I think that's a very, very fair point. And he has been, popping off with posts frequently regarding how much hate he's getting now from Bitcoin maximalists because he's now looking at Kaspa. But he's also saying, I'm not telling you to get Kaspa. I'm just saying I'm looking into it. Which is once more, again, a testament to the maxi mentality. They hate anything that is not the asset they're talking about, which is fair enough. I try to stay very neutral. I love Kaspa, but I wouldn't say I so direct, hate at any other asset in particular. He's Bitcoin maximalist, and now he's starting to look more so at Kaspa. Seeing that Bitcoin has a 1,000 times stronger network than Kaspa and has first mover advantage, but Kaspa does solve the blockchain dilemma. He's accepting that as well. This is revolutionary tech in the space, in his opinion. So again, he's been doing research on Kaspa. It's only 2 days in, by the way, a day or two in of research on Kaspa, and he's now saying Bitcoin is stronger and it's better, but Kaspa does solve gaps in Bitcoin, the blind spots, which is the revolutionary element of it, blockchain dilemma solver. That in itself is also really, really good. That's not therefore saying it's better, but it could coexist at the same time, which I think is also fair. It's a very, very insightful thing. No one's paid. Look, again, people saying, oh yeah, mine's very easy, but people give you free coins too. The hate is crazy. You go from a Bitcoin maximalist, everyone respects you, you change your sentiment, like, oh, you're being paid to talk about it. No, I'm a researcher, I research, I'm not ignorant, I'm not being blinded by things. So he talks about Kaspa. I mean, him posting about Kaspa as well, it's definitely got more engagement as well, which is crazy. I mean, look at his post, but it doesn't have anything about Kaspa in it. You know, before he started talking about Kaspa, I don't think he got that many views. If I go back a little bit, how far can I go back? Yeah, look. 1k, 700, 900, occasional 3k. Like he was doing. He goes to Kaspa, and he's averaging 5k, going lower end 3k. Now he's getting a lot more views consistently. I mean, that's just Kaspa community right there for. And he's getting hate for it, but he's saying, I'm just looking into Kaspa. That's all it is. I'm researching. So hopefully we'll see more of that in the future. People understanding what Kaspa's about, and that will incentivize the high net worth individuals to start therefore diversifying a little bit into Kaspa, helping Kaspa reach that top 5, as some politically stated, through big investors. In crypto is still early in general, and industry can't move forward due to centralization and scalability. Kaspa fixes this, in my opinion. Kaspa does fix a lot of things. I think the industry can move forward regardless, due to even with centralization and scalability, but it can't reach the threshold of where it needs to be without decentralization like Kaspa. So Kaspa will still be there, in my belief. They had crap chess in 1979 is the point. Where's the innovation? It's literally in beta. It's in beta. It's so early on. Like, they've been building this chess, stuff. What? I understand your point. They've had this crap, this chess stuff for, 30, 50 years. But just because it's old, like, people think about all people who still play chess, who still play tic-tac-toe, still play these small games, still play Candy Crush, all these other stuff, Just because it's old doesn't mean it's bad. And equally, it's in beta. It might look terrible now, then we could end up bringing some other elements to it in the future as well. It's early doors. We have had 2 months worth of developments. 2 months. Kaspa is a movement, and you're right, my friend. I can't help but fill my bags at this bargaining price. That's what I'm doing as well. I actually did sell a little bit of my other assets, which I'm sure people like Kryptonian are very happy to hear. I sold a bit of my XRP, my SUI. Not a lot of it. I sold a little bit more of my bag to secure some more Kaspa recently, because I was like, I haven't got any more money right now, but I want more Kaspa. I'm going to get out a little bit more so. I've already made gains on both those two anyway, so I'm not upset by that. Ones that I am kind of down on, being a bit more stubborn about it and holding it right now. A few million would definitely do, yeah. When a domain net going live, we haven't got a date just yet. It was meant to be last month, didn't happen last month, so I believe it's going to probably be this month, alongside Igra Labs testnet as well. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it should be very imminent. Yeah, it should be very imminent. If I could Kaspa go into 1 Bitcoin, I haven't done the math properly in my head right now. I can look at market cap wise, I guess. You do market cap right now is 2 times 5k. Don't think that's right in terms of maths. And my brain is too hot. My brain's too fried. I'll see if I can think about it later on. 5k Kaspa is right now. So if you know what, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You probably need a bit more Kaspa to be equivalent to 1 Bitcoin, but I'm sure that'll level out in the future. I just want to have enough money to attract women. I know you do, Wing Hong. Don't worry, that money will come through. Respect the hustle, Also potentially true, but hey, some people don't really care that much. It's fine. No waiting on jumping on Kaspa for playing chess. I'm not saying it's for playing chess. It's another element to incentivize people coming on. You may just come on to transact money and that's it. And then you spend more time in the ecosystem. Then you're like, oh wait, it's got this chess feature, this tic-tac-toe feature, this FIFA feature. Like, I don't know. It's got gaming elements to it. And gaming is a big part of everyday life. Entertainment is a big part of everyday life. You're watching me due to educational content, but also entertainment as well. There might be a case where I am doing this content, this streaming stuff on Kaspa. That might come out in the future. That would be huge. I'd definitely do that. Not sure what revenue would be like, but hey, I'll give it a go. I'm not saying they're going to come over for Kaspa. I'm saying they have more incentive to come over to Kaspa. And you also, deeply underestimate the chess world. They love it. They love that stuff. They'll come to Kaspa if they choose the need to. I wouldn't mind trying out chess on Kaspa. I think it'd be quite a cool thing to try out. But that being said, that'll be it for today's Kaspa and crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, as always, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. The markets are looking very, very good right now. Hopefully they continue tomorrow. Friday will be very important for the unemployment data, so stay tuned for that. If you want to find out more about crypto and Kaspa, check out the free Discord server. Links down below in the description on my homepage here as well. Go on our VIP group as well. We talk about more about alpha information ahead of time. A lot of the big stuff about happening in Kaspa right now, and equally regarding crypto we discuss in there. So if you want to find out more information ahead of time, check that out alongside educational videos, buy and sell alerts, trading, and thanks to our working together with BYDFI, we've leveled up the trading as well, putting in more trades every single day. And again, if you want to get more access, you get a 7-day free trial or a 1-month free trial. You sign up to the affiliate link to BYDFI as well, down below in the description. All that available down there. BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN, regulatory license in Canada, United States, and many more regions. And if you sign up to the affiliate link, you get a 70% discount on all future tradings with my account, with my affiliate link. So all that stuff available. If you want to find out more about it, links down below in the description, equally on my Discord community here as well. And if you need help, reach out to me on Discord. I'm a message away. That means have a great day, evening, good night, my family, my people, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now.